Kia ora koutou. Welcome to the second video about Rerepūtake, causative sentences. In this video, I'll be introducing you to 5 different ways to explore these cause and effect sentence models and give you some practical examples of how they work. Here are the 5 tawera Rerepūtake, models of causative sentence structures that I'll be looking at in this video. If you'd like to focus on these one at a time, I've added some timestamps to the video's description so that you can use the search function to find them. In the first Rerepūtake video, I introduced you to this structure using hea haai. We looked at the question and answer sequences in the past tense. Here we have the question, the pātai, and the whakautu, the answer. In this example, I've used the past tense. Now I'd like to look at how to build these sentences in the past, present, and future tenses as well. We'll start off with the past tense, which we're already familiar with. He aha tātou I hikoi ai. Nā te porote he tātou I hikoi ai. And here's the translation. Why did we march? We marched because of the protest. And here we have another familiar structure, the future question and answer sequence, replacing I hikoi with e hikoi. Why will we march? We will march because of the protest. Now I'd like to show you the model of the present tense. Construction and order of the sentences are the same, but instead of I hikoi ai or e hikoi ai, we're going to use e hikoi nei. And the translation, why are we marching? We are marching because of the protest. Here are the Rerepūtake whakakāhore for the wāhipa, past tense, wātū, present tense, and wāheke, future tense. You'll notice with the present tense again, we've swapped out I kore ai, which is the past, or e kore ai, which is the future, for e kore nei. I'll be making some digital copies of all of these images so that you can head to the website or the Google Classroom to find them there. Or you can send me an email via this YouTube channel and I'll send you a copy. Next up, we have Ngā Te Aha. This is very similar to the first structure we talked about, so I won't spend too much time on this one. I'll start by showing you the original structure here, and then we'll go ahead and change it to show you the difference. All we need to do is change he aha, which is the front part of he haai, into Ngā Te Aha. The answer stays the same. What we're actually asking when we use Ngā Te Aha is what caused this thing to happen, what caused us to celebrate, which is just a different way of asking why. Next up, we've got the structures using nāwai and māwai, which we've encountered in the past to mean who did and who will. Here's an example of how this works, starting with nāwai. Nāwai I horoi, and then I, followed by the thing the action has been done to. Nāwai I horoi a ngarihi. What we're literally asking is, who caused the dishes to be washed? Or in more natural English, who washed the dishes? The answer takes the same form as a standard nāwai question. For example, nāku, I did. Nāna, he did or she did. Or nā and then a person or a tuingoa, like nā mere or nā ngā tamariki. If you wanted to use the full sentence, you might say, nāku ngarihi I horoi ai. It was I that caused the dishes to be washed, or I washed the dishes. Here's an example using the same structure using māwai. Māwai e tuku ai te imera. Simply put, who will send the email? Māku, I will. Next up is the structure using he and no or nā, using N-class possessives. I'll start off by asking the pātai in the same way as he aha ai. He aha koe I haere ai ki te mahi. Why are you going to work? And here's the answer, which is where we use our N-class possessive pronoun. I'm going to say, I'm going to work because I'm poor, or it's because I need the money. We'll start the answer with he this time, which is followed by the pūtake, or the cause. The word for pohara is poor, so there it is. And then we're going to have our possessive pronoun, which is nōku, because the pūtake, the cause, relates to me. He pohara nōku because I'm poor. To add in the rest of the sentence, we will use ka. Ka haere au ki te mahi. He pohara nōku ka haere au ki te mahi. You'll notice that I haven't used I in the sentence, in the answer this time, and it's because when we're using ka in these types of rerepūtake, we don't need to add the kupu I. Here's an example now using the Whakakāhore question structure. He aha koe I kore ai e haere ki te mahi. Why didn't you go to work? And the answer, he mangere nōku, because I'm lazy. Here's a couple of more examples using this structure, using some different N-class possessives. He aha te pēpi I tangi ai. Why was the baby crying? And the answer, he ngenge nōna. He was tired. And he aha ngahine I katakata ai. Why were the girls laughing? He whakakata nō rātou, because they were amused. Something made them laugh. In the last couple of examples, we've used all category and N-class possessives because the pūtake have been tuahua, or describing words. If the pūtake are related to a mahi, we would need to use the a category N-class possessives instead. Here's an example to show you what I mean. He aha te kaiako I hoha ai. Why was the teacher annoyed? He tāhae nā ngā akonga I tāna rorohiko, because the students stole her computer. The reason we've used nā and not nō in this case is because the kupu tāhae is a tūmahi. So the rule here is, if the pūtake is a kupu āhua, we use nō, and if it's a kupu mahi, we use nā. The last rerepūtake sentence structure is this one, using kia and I. The purpose of this one is to say something should happen so that there will be a specific result. Here's an example. We'll start the sentence with me to say something should happen, followed by the thing we're suggesting, and we've already got here, we should all speak Te Reo Māori. Me ko rero Māori. Then next we have our subject, tātou. And then to indicate the result that we're expecting to happen, we say kia, so that, and then the result, or the hua, the effect, which is that the language will live or thrive. Kia ora ai te reo. Me kōrero Māori tātou, kia ora ai te reo. We should all speak Te Reo Māori so that the language will thrive. This structure also works with tohutohu whakahāngū. Here's an example. Ka rangatia ngā tamariki kia kai ai rātou, I a rātou parakuihi. Call the children so that they can eat their breakfast. One last example using a pronoun now. Māku te whare e whakapai kia haere ai ngā manuhiri. I will clean the house so that the visitors can come over. So there we have it. 5 different ways to frame causative sentences. I hope you found something in this video that you found useful and that you now have a better understanding of how these types of structures work. Ka nui te mihi kia koutou, I o koutou manua nui. Hei kona.